Hello world. It's that time of the evening again. Specky Appreciation Society. Welcome Specky Nut. I'm looking forward to this one. Hopefully after we've done this, that'll be the end of the tile map. Awesome. The missus is about... Oh, I think I've hit too many. Welcome to the stream, guys. Right, we're going to look at doing, hopefully, not too long on this. Where is it? Oh, I've noticed it has a real problem finding the screen now when I switch. I don't know why exactly. There we go. Do get in some copyright trouble with that particular tune, but I do like it. Turrican and the C64. I think that's the C64 version. Sounds pretty good. Maybe Amiga. Oh no, I hope not. Maybe he's just getting himself sorted. There he is. Nice. Yeah, overnight I've done a very small amount of coding. I done the walking off the edge of things. So we now have check grounded. Collided true isn't the right name. It should be grounded true. All I've done here will do, mate. There you go. All I've done is copied the collided jumping one. Obviously named it check grounded instead. We're only going to do that when we're moving down. And don't forget, when you land from a jump, you're still in the down state, in the jump direction. So in other words, when you're walking, it's still fine, you're still down. And then instead of sub 6, we're going to sub 7. So we're actually looking one cell below him. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. And then we either check it to true if it finds a solid, or false if not. And if we set it to false, we set his state to jumping and his direction to down, which it already is. We don't actually need that. So now we can walk right off the edge there. And the same here. I didn't do any sideways collision. I decided actually it's better not to. Oh, that's funny. I managed to go left by 1 pixel. Ah, I see why. It's because of the scroll. The way it scrolls. There's a 1 pixel deviance in the middle. So just out of interest, let's check if that is not needed. Because I don't think it is. So all we have to do is set him to jumping. We could, of course, make falling if we wanted, but it's going to get confusing. Perfect. So I guess I may as well get rid of that. We don't need it. What's the point in having it there, really? Excuse me. Yeah, so that's all I did last night. I think there was one other little thing somewhere that I did as well. Can't really remember. You sort of can, but obviously in the real game, when if it's a proper game, if you go through the floor like that, you're dead. You know. We'll make it so we can move left now. The only reason we cannot move left at the moment, we're actually calling move left as normal, but what's happening is it's calling scroll left because of the way this code's set up. So even though it shouldn't be really, because if the high byte of position X is not set, it should. Oh no, that's when it is set, of course. Yeah, so that's why. So if I went to scroll left here, and I just went jump P move left, now we can move left. But of course we need something better than that. But yeah, we're back to being able to move left. So actually that would work if you just said, right, there's no scrolling left, just right, which a lot of games do. I think Super Mario 1 turned into a fish. We can easily sort that out. I'm quite tempted to do that, you know, guys, just for simplicity. It's actually really sweet not being able to. Oh, that's a bit weird. So when you're moving left, we might have to think about that, you know. When we're doing check grounded. Where the hell is it? Really, we probably could check. Hello, my dude. Joe and Mac, yeah. But we're still using our Ghosts and Goblins sprite at the moment. But we've ripped the background and stuff from Caveman. Hey, listen, we're just beginners here, by the way. It's not going to be anything like Caveman Ninja when it's finished. But we'll be robbing the sprites out of that. So here we'll turn him into a caveman and we'll put the enemies in there. Yeah, it's not too bad. I like that without any left, to be honest. It is quite nice. But regardless of that, when we're checking for the grounded, we actually want to check which direction we're moving. Left or right. We don't actually use the direction for left and right either. We just move him. So we'd have to set his direction when we do that. Either that or when we check grounded, we could do it two different ones. One for from here and one from when we're moving right. But no, I like the other way better. So I've got here jump direction already. Look, I'll put player walk direction as well. Default to right. So right at the very first instance when we start to try and move left, we'll set his direction to left. And of course the same thing for right. Okay, so now we know what direction he's facing. This grounded is looking at the the collision now works in meta tiles, so you can't really have inter-tile collision. The whole tile block, which is 16 by 16 now for a meta tile, is the size of the collision box. Like, that's the smallest box you can have. Although you can, like here, I've moved down 1 rather than doing 6. I've done 7. So I lied there. Really, the width is 2, but you can actually go down 1. But I actually, it seems to me, I need to check slightly to the left of him when he's facing left. I found that a bit weird. I didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, hack away, man. It's not like I'm going to sell it or anything, you know, I'm just, for educational purposes, I'm using it. But yeah, when we're moving left here, like, it's going to fall up, see? And that's even weirder. But yeah, it falls off a little bit early there. And also the same with the, that's strange actually. Because what you've got to remember is, that player sprite that we see, that's not all of the sprite. There's a load of white space to the left and right of him. And the origin is probably, I wish you could see my mouse pointer. But put it this way, the origin isn't above his, isn't right next to his head. And that's why that's happening. Yeah, I'll try and demonstrate that actually. We can probably see it. So that's the top left. But he starts about here. Look. Ah. Yeah, so there's actually 6 pixels, which is almost a whole cell. Hmm. Do you know, that makes me think though, how the hell does it work so well here? It's almost pixel perfect here. Look. It was just luck, I think, that. See you in a bit, Micro. Well, long story short, I think when we're heading left, we just want to subtract 1 from this value. Nice one, no worries, Specky. Maybe we don't need to check the direction. Maybe we can just do the same thing again. Look. If world X is 0, that's right on the left edge of the world. We can just make it so there's never any collision there, or we could make it so there's always a collision there. But I'm going to actually set that here so that I can subtract 1 without getting any errors. Just going to return, it doesn't matter. Well, I won't return, I'll just put set grounded. So if it's more than 1, no, if it's not 0, sub 1, and that's it. I think that might fix that problem. Oh, I think that glitch was because I fell through the floor. Also, I'm only working on the walking collision, not the jumping right now. Oh, that's no good. Okay, yeah, I get it. It still does that. Can't see that helping, but let's try it anyway. It's very strange. $49. They're not in there as solids, that's why. Oh yeah, 17 plus 32. It's a bit strange at the moment, yeah. But of course the origin is where it all starts. And like I say, it's in meta tiles we're doing it. So it's actually less confusing. It's just more confusing because I've never done it before. I'm just making sure that I definitely have got them set as We never mirror 19, so I don't need that up there. Oh, excuse me. We're checking for these values here. So I'll just change that to 49 to be explicit. So basically it has to be a 17, a 19 or a 49 to be deemed to be solid. I'm going to just delete that because I think there is a way of doing it just with the 1. Ah, yeah, it is 2. But the thing is, it should be add A1. But now... Oh no, wait. No, because that is in meta tiles, and the player is just 1 meta tile, isn't he, in width? No, he's not, is he? He's 2. That's why I keep getting confused. Player's 32. Yeah, so it is 2. And then add 1 on this one. The problem with this is now it goes all the way from the left side of the actual sprite. Oh, I'll get on Discord. Makes life tricky because I've got enough screens, enough windows open as it is. But I'm there. Player World X is in meta tiles. So 1, if World X is 1, hello Fractal Mike. Yeah, so if you're at player world 1, that actually means you're at position 16. Yeah, I was doing left and right. I've still got it commented out here, look. But I decided the wall, it's working pretty well without the wall collision. Only when you fall. So if you either you're falling from a jump or you're walking along. And this one's checking if you're walking along. This here will do it, right? But the problem is, we'll have to copy this. You'll have to have bigger gaps because you could walk straight over that gap now. I think I've already done that adjustment, Ped, yeah. I think that's all done. World X just is like the map. And in fact, I've actually taken into account... No, yeah, so World X is the map. And then it doesn't even take into account the other half of the screen, so you have to add that off setting as well. I just saw some wiki articles. They're the best way. Yeah. I know what you're saying, Ped. I was just thinking that secretly in my head. It's almost like the turtles thing. But the thing is, the gap was pretty big. There we go. That's pretty swanky now. Oh, he still walks. He still falls off too soon. Why is he falling off there? That doesn't seem possible. How do I slowly step? Yeah. So because there's them pixels, the white space, it must be slightly to the left of that. Damn. I'm really trying to avoid. I've got a direction value cached, but I'm really trying to avoid having two similar routines if possible and just have it all done here in one. The only way I can think of avoiding what just happened is subbing this by one. I'm just trying to sort these windows out into a reasonable layout. Oh, I'm getting drop frames. I've got them settings too high still. Looks like it's my internet connection. Luckily, I don't think it matters too much with coding. Probably was having a conversation with myself. Did I? That's funny. I wouldn't put it past me doing that for real, to be honest. I can see exactly what the problem is here. But I don't know how to get around it because I'm dealing in meta tiles. So like, if I add 1 to X here, I add a whole meta tile to it. I suppose what I actually need to do is my calculate world position, which is done just up here. I think I need to be able to call that at will and point any value in, if that makes sense. That way I could just do player X -1 and find the world position for that. I am in Discord as well. I'm reading it. Full meta tiles. Yes, that's correct, Ped. So there's the solid tiles, look. Meta tiles. In my art program it's easier to see, of course. But if I load the game you can kind of see it as well. So basically the lower half of all that ground is solid. And that's a meta tile. So the player's width, where I'm standing, if you exclude the white space, it's near enough a meta tile, isn't it? Where his feet are, and downwards. Or if I go to here, yeah, that's where it falls off. And that is exactly why. It's just because there's all this white space on the sprite. So as soon as that one gets to the edge, it's falling. What I need to be able to do, as far as this is my plan, is write a new version of this routine here that can just return the player's position, or calculate a world position of any of any cells I chuck at it, or any pixel value I chuck at it. I mean, before I was doing collision, and it was on a cell. It was done per cell. I had that working. No reason why I couldn't go back to that. The player is being considered as also a meta tile, or two, one on top of the other. So what I've done is I've got the player world X. Wait, that's not right. So this is the one that works when you jump, when you're falling. And like I say, these are all these values are done in meta tile sizes. So that the end result is checking in the solid. It's looking through this map, which is obviously meta tiles, and then it checks that value. It never goes in any further into these to check what's inside. It doesn't care. It just checks them three values in here, and if the world position matches up with that, then it's a collision. What I've been doing to get around, like, to make it go for the grounded one, I was able to add to Y1 just to get one tile down. So instead of compare 6, I've done compare 7. It's just one tile further down now, but which worked perfectly. I've got a kind of solution already that I could do, but it's goofy. Let's change it to get grounded left. Where exactly does it flip from 0 to 1? Meta tile. Pos. I mean, it starts from the origin. And it's 32 pixels wide, so it's actually 2 meta tiles wide, isn't it? But you don't see very much of that. There's a lot of white space. I'm going to test out this method I've got here of doing it, which is a horrible way, but easier to see now. Nice. Yeah, it's going to be a goofy way of doing it, but at least it'll check my theory out. So left. Why does that say 0 when I'm clearly jumping to it there? I don't know. This is the one I want to change. if we're at world 0, we'll just say we're colliding no matter what. And then we can do the sub 1 here. And then instead of add A1, we'll just won't add anything. Just to see how accurate or inaccurate that is now. Oh, so that's pretty cool. And that's still not. It's as if that tile is not marked as collidable, but the weird thing is, it is. Even that shouldn't be falling that soon. As an origin, that's a bit strange, that. It's as if both of the... 49. Well, they're definitely there. So column attributes. Sort of. Like I say, the collision is a bit weird with this. When I had... when I was doing that Red Dwarf game, right? We extracted from the map the entire view, every frame. So we looked at what position the camera was in, and we took each line, drew it to the screen, and therefore we knew exactly where everything was. So when we collided, when we checked for the collisions, we could check, and we just knew that it was in the same place. But this time, we're drawing this screen at the start of the game, and then we're just moving it along with the scroll routine, right? And then for checking collision completely separately, we're pointing at this memory, working out by division a world position, going through this entire list until we get to the right cell. It doesn't seem as robust to me, but seems like, you know, there is opportunity for it to go out of sync. Requires a bit more brain power. Let's look at the columns attributes. What is the columns attributes? I don't know what you mean, man. I'm going to delete what I just did. I'm going to make it back just to check grounded. I believe that they can both be done the same. It's not like the origin changes when you turn around. Or actually, yeah, it is. That's what's happening. But let's go back. No, actually, let's leave it with the left and right. But when we turn around, when you flip the sprite, it actually, because there's relative sprites, they get moved. And so, although the origin stays where it is, that gives a horrible effect of like the character sprites snapping. So to get around that, I bodged in some actual movement somewhere. We'll see it in a minute. Where is it? Start turning or something it was called. Start moving right. Here. Here we go. So that's one whole meta tile. We shift him. Now, it shouldn't actually matter, actually, because one frame later, we sync the world position back to whatever the position actually is anyway. But the origin has changed when you're flipped. Second sprite, simple one pix line. Alright. I think, do you mean like some sort of debug illustration purpose stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Pedro? Sorry, I used to know someone called Pedro on Discord. Do you mean like this? Like I just do so we've got a line at the top left of the sprite now. Oh, that's odd. I did not expect that. Ah, that is because he is now flipped. We had to default flip him because the sprite was facing left for some reason. Feed's bugged out. Right, so hang on, let's do the left side as well then. That was a good idea, that, guys. Thank you. Brilliant idea. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, that's sad times. We've got to do it on all the frames, haven't we? I probably should have took a copy of these first so I don't have to bugger around with it later. But oh, there's a lot of them. If we just do some of them, it should be alright. We'll get the general idea. There you go, look. So it would be nice to have them on the tiles, but that's a big ask to mess around doing that. I suppose I could make a tile of just a grid. There's nothing really stopping me doing that. I just panic when I'm on live streaming and I start getting into the GIMP. Because I'll just click a few buttons. I won't make any achieve. It just takes me ages. Can override tile graphics post fact with SJSF. Yo, old school coder. Thank you for the raid, man. Awesome. How was your evening? I'm just editing the tile sheet now, trying to get a grid so we can see it for debug reasons. Oh, thank you for the follow, my man. You're all doing great. That's brilliant to know. I take it you were doing coding as well, yeah? I need to check that out. Right, let me pop it on the screen so at least you're not thinking I'm just sitting here meditating or something. So that's our tile sheet, innit? And we're only using like the first little portion of them. And I know I numbered them. Jeff Minter's Grid Runner. I'll have to check that out. Sounds awesome. I vaguely remember that hearing that, but I can't picture what it is. So I'm going to make number 12 our little debug tile. In fact, I'll make it number 16 because that's a little space on its own. Just the sound. Yeah, I mean to be playing a lot more. I want to try out a lot more of the retro games. I think you can just stroke select. Thought that was going to be the case. Alright, that'll do. That'll do. That's what I need roughly. Oh, that's why the layer. Yeah, thank you so much again for the raid. That's 2 in a row. 2 huge raids. Mega boosts. I said I'm going to be quick doing this grid, but I'm never quick doing anything, I'm afraid. Alright, that's going to do for us. It's got a blank tile. Actually, let's not have it blank. Ah, I just remembered something. I have to have the black transparency. For some reason, magenta just doesn't work in GIMP. So I had to make it black. Oh. That should do it. Right, let's go back to the coding window. I'm going to use that tool to convert it. If I can find it. I can't find it. I'd go back into GIMP a sec. Whoa, thank you. Thank you, Microman. Couldn't even see that for a second because I've got so many windows open again. That's much appreciated, mate. Thank you so much. I've lost where I just didn't even save it. I exported it. No, I can't find it. I'm certain I did it. Damn, I've lost. I just lost that work that I just did. Oh well, it didn't take long. Unfortunately, I'm just trying to do it again quickly, but it's not letting me be quick. Ay, ay, ay. Something wrong with this thing. Okay, what? Stumble. Okay, finally. Right, it's got to be there this time. Something's wrong. Yeah, it's not there still. I'm saving it to my to my F drive. Something wrong with that. Alright, I'll save it to C. Sort it. There we go. Micros VIP, yeah. Big time VIP micros, actually. Okay, so courtesy of Emook, I've converted that into a next tile and palette file. And finally, we're back in the coding window. So I know people are probably screaming at me saying you could have just edited that. And I know I could have, but you know, I could have edited these files here or saved over them. But instead I've created some new ones. So cave tiles too. Okay. Okay, so finally, now number 16, meta tile 16 is that grid. And we're having problems with, let's change them all to 16. There we go. Yeah, them raids are amazing. Oh look, it hasn't even loaded them. That's a bit odd. Of course, oh god. I'll have to add 16 as a solid tile as well up here. Funny, it's just blank. Sorry, Ped, I've just managed to see your Discord's going mental here. Try this in load bins. Okay. With the assembling time patch, you can just comment it out. Done. Okay, thanks, man. Patch tile graphics with grid. That sounds brilliant, man. I can't wait to read through that and figure out how it works for later. Do they need to be up there? Oh, too many windows. I'll see if it works. I got errors. It's probably got to be back there, maybe. Yeah, that's better. Well, hey. Okay, so let's go back to my other tile sheet then. Well, not my other tile sheet, my other map. Well, hey, that's more like it, isn't it? That's pretty cool. Whoa, they're not quite lining up right. Oh, that's the mirrored tiles that are doing that. Yeah, look, see? So it's as I suspected. It's only really proved me right. Just gonna take. I'll be just having a break, rolling a cigarette a sec. Won't be long. I am reading the messages still, by the way. I'm just muted while I do this. Ah, I see, Ped. That's okay though. It's working okay like that, isn't it? Top left is 1 pixel larger. Unfortunately, it's as I said though, isn't it? We're going to have to go break it down so that we can move a pixel across. Or one whole cell would do, wouldn't it? Yeah. So the good thing about that is we can see that it works perfectly. But of course, the white space is a pain in the arse. If there was no white space, it'd be fine. Oh, and of course, we need to add the width of the player, don't we? Yeah, that's all it is. So we want to move, when we're moving left. Well, no, it's actually the same, isn't it, for whichever direction? But look, we don't want it to fall until the second bar has gone past. So we want to add the player's width. Let me roll this and have a think. Not sure I quite understand everything you're saying, Ped. Add a new sprite following the metapause. Oh, I see. I see. We've got our pumpkin sprite, haven't we? We've got a whole load of objects here. And the pumpkin is visible. I'm not sure why he's suddenly not visible. He should have been there. That's weird, that. I mean, it was working. Oh, of course. I've changed it to meta tiles now. And I haven't looked at this since. That's a shame. Because I was just going to be able to update. This is its world position here. And we can move them just by moving them. I am going to have to change to calculate screen position. Still haven't rolled my smoke. Give me a sec. But I'm doing what you basically suggested, Ped. I'm trying to take it all in, but there's a lot coming at me here. Of course, this is in meta tiles size, so it needs to be times by 16 to get the world position. I could just do that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 16. Low byte of x. Well, it's always low byte till we multiply it. I don't know what's going on. When I was watching the game back though, it gave me an idea of them lines. Just need to add that width. Just take into account the width, and that's it. Really, it's only when we're moving left because it works for this side, doesn't it? Although, why does that happen? That's odd. It's almost like it just can't find the mirror tile. Is it? Boy, X had AA. Oh, Michael, I've just missed your messages. Sorry, dude. Oh, they're from Pedro. Ped. Yeah, I've been reading Discord. I have been reading it. Pointless doing that, innit? With once you multiply it. Ah, okay, Micro. Nice one, mate. Nice one. I should probably link up Discord somehow with the stream somehow. Isn't it pretty pointless though? Once we multiply it, we're just doing the reverse of what we've done to get that. Also, we've got to worry about that overflow stuff here, haven't we? I mean, it's recorded in metas, so it won't go very high on Y, but X will. So far out of my comfort zone now. I genuinely thought this was going to be the easy part of today's stream. Because we already had right. It looked sorted at first when I had right done. But yeah, it's basically the reverse. I could do it now, but the bit that was confusing me was the X. Like, we've only done 4 here, but if you remember, what we're doing is we're adding it. We add it to HL twice. Very fragile and confusing code. It's definitely not trivial, yeah. Not for my little brain. See, the problem with this, well, the Y one is okay. Like I say, it's only going to be at a maximum of 16, that. Can't go any higher. Well, if it does, you've already looped through the screen. But X, oh. Do you know what? Let's leave X. Oh no, because X is the one that's causing us the problem though. On the collision. That mirror tile definitely done something. Let's just forget the mirror and put them back to being 0117 a sec. And see if we still get that problem. Sure we will. Yeah. That's so strange. It's only the edge tiles. Like the central tiles seem fine. That's so weird. And that time perfect. Oh god. Yeah, like you say, Ped, it must be something to do with that position. World position being slightly out. Must be. That's a scroll routine. It's got nothing to do with that. Let's have a look. Yeah, good idea. It's better already, isn't it? No, it's not. It's no different. That's so weird. So it actually made no difference, yeah. Let's get it all the way back to how it looked when it was proper. So 49, 19 and 17 are the solid tiles. Don't know why I got 16 in there. Oh, that's the debug tile, wasn't it? We don't need that. I'd like to do your suggestion about this debug sprite. I guess if I just do the add AA 4 times, that'll work up until a certain extent when we get to too far along the screen. What does attribute 2 do again? I've forgotten. Oh, it can just be 0, I remember. Just leave it. Let's just put 0. Let's do that after update actually. Oh look, there you go, look. Oh, Peds helped us here, because that's not what I expected to see whatsoever. Although that is that just... Alright, so there's a... I didn't even touch X, so that's why it looks normal. Still looks normal. Starting to deviate. Oh, I said that would happen though, yeah. Alright, so it actually is the right place until you get to too high. Yeah, it's just here that's wrong. We're not dealing with the high bit of... We're meant to be oring it in here. We'd have to do something like this. Load HL0. Add HLA. Load AL. Then have this as H. And I think H will still be alright. Now it's even worse. Wait, is it me or... No, is it me or is it just working now? It's a Heisenberg. That doesn't look right at all, though. Look at this, then. Still the same, yeah. Oh, there's something weird, man. Something weird in the neighborhood. So I tell you what's definitely wrong about that is you can see that it's not colliding because you're falling through it, but the world position there being drawn is in a colliding place. No, no, no. This is getting out of hand now, though. Trying to do all this. Well, that's getting the low bite of it. Instead of... Because I was using A before. But now I'm just using HL. And then using the upper bite to there. Of course. Yeah, I think it would work. If this was correct. Hmm. Thing is, it's in meta tiles, so it should be 16. Oh, this looks promising from Ped. Although I must admit, my mind's blown this evening. I've done nothing useful here. Yeah, I did do that. But what happens when A gets to 80, for example? That should have just been load A0 straight like that then, in that case. So it's in the right place, but then you get to there and it starts getting out of sync. Do the first sub cam edge. Yeah. Go back to add a. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if that's right though. Cam edge R. Thanks, Fractal Mike. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Definitely hope to see you again soon. One of these days I'm going to be making progress in the game, you know, like we used to make a lot of progress at one point, but we've got to a point where we're doing more difficult stuff now. Slowed me down to no end, but... Okay, cheers, Ped. Trying to figure out where to put this sub cam edge. I know the feeling, Mike. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot to learn, Specky. You're right there. As soon as you learn one thing, you get stuck on the next thing like minutes later. It's surprising how much of it does sink in, though. You can come back months later and still remember a great deal of it. Not quite sure about this debug sprite thing. It is the help. It's the answer to find out what's going on. But at the moment, I'm more bogged down in trying to get this to make sure this is displaying in the right place. I think we've got enough with these lines on the screen. Why is that sprite still being drawn? Yeah. What you got to remember with the collision is it is checking in cells. So it's looking, like I said earlier, at this map and it checks this number. It's not checking any colours or anything like that. But it's looking one cell below your feet, and if it finds one of them numbers, then it thinks it's solid. If not, it doesn't. Grounded false. Yeah, so it actually does check all of these first, and it jumps to grounded true if any of them become true. So it's not like it can find one and then still set it to false. I'm quite convinced it's something to do with one of these, just literally where we add to the world position. But yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe like Ped says, it's just completely out. Although I don't actually think that's the case, because it works so well with all of the like as the further you go into the level, you'd expect to see all sorts going wrong. But this is almost pixel perfect all the way to the end. And that's meant to happen like that because them cells that are behind my feet, they're not marked as solid. So it's only like these edge tiles like that. It's really strange. It's well weird. But that, what I've just described here, is what makes me think, well, most of it is correct. Because otherwise it would be all over the place by the time you reach this part of the level. But you would think, if I just sub 1 from X, then it would work, but it doesn't. Yo, Pedro. I'm so sorry for keep calling you Pedro, mate. I used to have a good mate, a gamer mate that I played a lot with called Pedro, so I'm so used to saying that. Yeah. It's very, very odd. See, these are like, what are they called? Non-edge tiles. They seem to work a little bit better. And also when you're going left, seems like when you're going left it works worse than right. Obviously because the origin's the top left. Even though we know when we are facing right, the origin is actually top right. It's a bit stupid this. We had to flip the sprite. No issue with Pedro. Some other people call you that. That's good. That's good. It just rolls off my tongue. I'm so used to saying it. Used to play FIFA quite a lot with a guy called Pedro. I honestly find it mind-boggling. Of course, that would break if A is 0, but let's just make sure it's never 0 for now. I really wonder why it doesn't work. Sub 1. Of course, these... Let's just put it back to being just 1. Check grounded. Yo, Jamie. Just seen you there, mate. Smash that keyboard. That monitor. It's strange, it does the exact same thing. I do find that pretty crazy. Just wonder if I go down by 8 instead. Oh, I'll have to probably do it on all of these. That's crazy. Damn. It is that origin thing, isn't it? Perhaps I do want to add one instead. Add to X. I'm running low on ideas. Took the cat for a walk. Hmm. Oh, is this somehow in pixels? Can't be. Nah. It is. Hang on. See what that does. You like it, Jamie? Yeah, good, good. Cheers, man. I've been stuck for ages on this problem. We made some rapid progress, but see, look at that. Right, okay. I think I'm making a bit of progress here. I I can't understand why that's working though. That can't be right. Nah, nah, it's definitely not. It is in Metapause. You're right, Ped. It's really. If anything, it might be in half Metapause because I had to keep it out of overflow. So I think it's actually in tiles, and then we add it twice when we look up the meta tiles. So I'm maybe working on the assumption right now that it's 8 times. It's a real shame because it was working so well on the Y. It was really perfect. 7 should be adequate there. Big time fail. Thank you, Twin, please. We normally get it in the end though. That's the good bit. Oh, thank you for the follow, my dude. Glad to have you in the club. Redeeming the retro coin. I need to figure out a way to make. I want to make like a gambling system with that. Seen Shalan had like a race. I'd love something like that. Something similar. Not enough hours in the day. Nice one, Twin. I'll check you out sometime. It's finding the time, innit? It's just, you normally tend to either watch videos or make content. You can't really do both, you know? Don't have the energy or time. Oh, I have neglected Discord. Let me just read that a second. Version of Sprite. I see. Yeah. Do you know what? I think we have to calculate the player position separately when we're going left and right because of that flip. Do you? Well done. Yeah, I understand that exactly. Unity I do love. Simple ray casting and physics, you know, vehicle physics and stuff like that. It's awesome. Ragdoll, lighting effects. I see, Ped. Perhaps I should fix my calculate world position. I mean, for example, we could check our direction in here and do it separately. It's basically one entire meta tile shifted when you switch position. But annoyingly, by default, we are flipped. That's the annoying thing about this game. That's where it gets confusing. So I think the origin is top right. If you remember when we looked at my sprites here and I drew on it, if I do an extra one here, so that's where I think our origin is, yeah? And look, it's on the right. Then when you go left, well, he's gone because it shifted the... There we go. It's on the left, look. It is loads of fun. I used to have great fun in Unity. VR game, that sounds awesome. If I had a VR headset, I'd definitely have done that. Not as easy as you thought it'd be, nah. I'm sure there's loads of things. You got that extra dimension to worry about of rotation. Yeah, this is Visual Studio Code. It's awesome. I only recently found out in the last 6 months or less. Because I started out coding many years ago in Java, lightweight game engine, and even before that in SDL. So it's just pure code. There were no tools. There was no Discord with people willing to help you out. You'd write on a forum and 3 days later you'd get a reply saying read the manual or something, you know. So I quickly gave up on that. But I did keep the flame a burning just slightly and kept going back, you know. XNA by Microsoft was where I really hit the town. I got into making full games, shooting games, and you know, space shooters and stuff. So yeah, this is where our complication lies. I've been thinking the origin is the top left, but when you're facing right, you're actually flipped, and you can see where the origin is. It's at the top right, which is 2 meta tiles to the right. And when I'm calculating the world position, I haven't taken that into account. Probably just want to take away 32 from this. I've never tried VR myself, but I think it would be like continually having to deal with the rotation as well as the control rotations and everything, you know. You've also got an axis for head movement. I suppose you've already got that in most first person shooting games as well. But... Okay, so the sprite actual origin does remain this. No, it doesn't though. Watch this. Check this out, Ped. This is relevant exactly to what you just said. Where I put move right start, I've had to put this little offset of position. Look, I'm moving his position. Let's comment them out. There's also one on the left. Now watch the origin. You see, It's definitely moving. And what I found was all of the relatives actually get shifted to the other side of the sprite because to flip.
I'd buy that for $1.
Awesome. That one needs a gift to go with it. It's like the best scene from RoboCop. The anchor's still the same chords. Good point. Yes, but that's what I'm basically saying. We're not testing on the anchor, are we? We're walking along, and when you're walking along, you're not thinking about the anchor. You're just walking along and looking at the guy's feet. And if he falls off, he falls off, you know. Like the anchor is actually shifted relative to the relatives, if that makes sense. The background for the game, or donate. I get loads of donations from you guys. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough for all of them as well. I see. To do the anchor in the middle of the legs, that makes. I like that idea, Ped. You've just opened my mind to it there. But we'd need 6 to do it in the middle. Here's my sprite layout, look. So the anchor is here. Here's the anchor. But as we flip it immediately, so it's actually over this side when we're flipped. But what you're saying is, I could make a character like that, maybe. Have the anchor there. Oh, you didn't mean that. Sorry. That actually has opened my mind to an idea, though. I really like that idea. Some streams allow donations. I'm sure I have bits. I used to have the PayPal link before that, but I thought that was a bit cheeky, seeing as I get bits of you guys anyway, you know. Oh, I think you're talking about Ko-Fi, maybe. A lot of people have Ko-Fi now, don't they? I've been thinking about getting that. Because from what I read, it's absolutely free. So if that's true, then I should use it. But I can't imagine that it is. Nothing is completely free like that, is it? Slap in the face with a fish emote. Wet fish. It would simplify things, wouldn't it? Yeah. If it is a symmetrical look as well, then that would be even better. But I'm going to do that for my next game. I'm going to have them set up like that. Do you know, I've been thinking about making a Street Fighter 2. I don't want to use the word clone because it won't be anything like Street Fighter 2, but an attempt at Street Fighter 2 sort of collision with the fists. I'd probably try and do a per pixel collision for that as well, rather than like per cell like this. You'd want to test per cell, but then check the collision for transparent pixels. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This is a tough... Because I actually thought the collision was going to be... We'd almost fixed it, but we just found this bug right at the start and just took the whole video up. But Yes, it's even worse now that I haven't got that shift. I do think that's it. We've got to take into account on the world position whether we're going left or right because of this shift. But your patching on the direction is correct. Okay, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'll put that back. I was just about to put that back actually. Yeah. So that's one meta tile. So perhaps when we're doing calculate world position, wherever it is, make the code smaller a sec. Here. It seems like it's only X that matters. Y is actually not going to change. So if he's going left, I'll have to break these into two, yeah. So world pos L. Jump Z. I've just realised though, if I put right there, and then if not, it'll go into there, won't it? Okay. I've just remembered as well, the very first time we go right, it's going to shift it. Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to take a leaf out of Ped's book and do some more debugging on this, really, with visual aids. Because I literally just had a thought. If it goes right for the very first time, it's going to shift it, even though it wasn't facing left. Oh no, it's not. We took care of that. We checked the flip bit and then jumped to there. Okay, good. So it's just when you're going left, isn't it? It's bloody bite in it. Oh yeah, you can do add HL minus 16, can't you? Oh wait. Yeah, that should have worked. That should have at least tried. Yeah, it is. Damn these meta tiles. Yeah, actually, we don't need to worry about it because X is still X. You know, infiltrator. Hmm. Why are we dividing it by 16? I've forgotten. So it is already in metas. No, sorry, PX is not pixels. That's player X. And to make it even more confusing, player X is a word, but player Y is a byte. Oh yes, yeah, it is in pixels. It's the screen position that is. It's not the world position. That's the player's screen position in a 16-bit format. Hmm. I'm not sure I see a high byte getting taken into consideration at all here. It's the top left of the anchor sprite, yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, the left side, because it doesn't care what the y-axis is doing. So you're wondering, so you're calculating metapos of the anchor left edge, which may be quite off the middle. Correct, but that spreads over another 2 tiles. When we're checking. We don't just check that 1 pixel. We're checking the cells below that cell. It should be more simple than this. Because we are literally just checking the cell below the one we're standing on. Oh, of course, yeah. As soon as the left side though goes towards the cell above that, then of course it only checks that cell. That's why I was doing the add A1 and doing another one. It's similar, yeah. You can only do one cell at a time. So if you add one, then you actually move to the next 16 cell across, yeah. 16 pixel across. Mm. I'm finding something very weird that it never made any difference, a lot of the changes we made. That's what I did find weird. Yeah, that's it. But then I added that A1 and done a check. So I tried to make it. So imagine this is our player here, right? Here's our player. And I wanted to check. I tried to make it so I'm checking a collision block box like that. And it still made no difference. That's what's scaring me. Because at first I tried to make it so we just check these exact two. And I see the problem with that. Because as soon as your X goes 1 pixel to the left, it doesn't think it's over that cell. It thinks it's over this cell here. I get that. Hence, I tried to do this rubbish here, which would have been horrible. Because you'd have to make pits this wide to get anything out of them, you know. But it would have been a start if I could have got that to work. But yeah, well. I could always go back to this way, which I know worked. This checks the actual cells. The emote's gone. The emote's broke. Calibrate better than meta position. Mm. Do you know what? I came to that conclusion a minute ago as well. Amongst many other conclusions I came to. But this is what I was trying to do here, look. But yeah, it hasn't worked by even doing the direction. I do think there is something important about checking it differently for each direction because of that shift. Their relatives move to the anchor's left when you flip. And that's when we're actually facing right. That's the weird thing. Yeah, so that's probably what it is. It's this one we want to sub. Let's just try that, but of course it's a pain that when PX is less than 16. He broke it testing. There we go. So that worked. But when we're going left, That doesn't change anything for going left, so it's going to be just as bad, isn't it? Yeah. And now right is even further over there because of that. We don't need to do the minus 16 there. Reason being is PX gets set in that stupid bit where when we change direction, and then this happens after that, so it doesn't matter, you know. It's going to check the PX. So unfortunately, it didn't. I don't think that's the solution. That is a way of adding like an offset though. Maybe I might want to do it. I might try adding it here. It did seem a little bit better. I'm just playing now with it just to see because I've lost track of any sort of skilled approach here now. Yeah, look, that does work though. So maybe this is like a hack, but try that. Oh, you're joking, Micro. See, the falling one is something completely different. It's nothing to do with that. Falling, we're gonna have like when I say falling, like coming down from a jump. So that's why that didn't work. Although it does use that well position still. Number one. Gotta do the posture check. We're getting there gradually, twin. We normally do. Chip away. And then suddenly, boom, get on the fast lane and add loads of stuff. Until we hit heavy traffic like this again. This might have just done it though, just that alone. Without that. It's definitely made it a lot better. That's good. That's good enough, isn't it? For now. What I'll do is I'll go further into the level and see if we can fine tune. Or not fine tune, check the fine detail of it. Like over here, for example. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Oh, yeah, I like this. Ah, the jumping one still needs fixing though, yeah. Brill. It's definitely a small step in the right direction. Oh, welcome to the Discord, twin. Thanks for joining. It's growing gradually. It's probably really horribly done this now. I feel like I've lost control with it, but I also feel like it kind of works. Maybe we. What was I about to do other than collision? I forgot already. Oh, I was gonna change the character sprite, but there's no time for that really now. He looks good enough. Need some help on the dizzy. Oh yeah, I always need help with that. You'll notice if you get to know me, I'm not a massive Discord user. I just don't have time to go on to all the different apps. But you know, when I do have time, I jump on there and have a good chat. I'm always down for some voice chat, gaming, whatever, you know. It's just finding the time for these things, isn't it? But yeah, I certainly do. I mean, you're welcome to. I wanted to add a bot to the Discord that um, told everyone when I'm going online and that. I've heard you can do that, but haven't figured it out yet. Like I say, it's all about time.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
It's true. That's what I should do instead of being lazy. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, shall I do that? Nah. Just do it, bro. I must admit, my brain's gone dead now. What can I add now? I've just forgotten. I don't want to change the character right now. I'll do that tomorrow though, without fail, because I'll get the sprite ready before I come online. Just do it. No. We could make a much longer level. These enemies are completely screwed because they're not in meta. They're not working in meta tiles either. That's a big task as well. Do you know, I might even delete this entire class. I was like that until recently, Twin. But now I much prefer assembly over C++. I find this is much more fun. You're getting straight into the memory, you know. You have to realize. I mean, some of this stuff I would have got nowhere with all this if I didn't get help. Like knowing how to use MMU and this thing that Peds to show me. Just looking at that blows my mind right now. But C sucks. I do mean to turn back to C one day. I've never learned actual C. I've heard about C and Objective C. I want to try that out. But I dabbled with C++ quite a lot, and I used to love it. But then I went off it when I found this. I only do it for fun, you know, novice. C++. Some bits of it are really easy, but there's bits of it that get really hard. Yeah, I love C# and Java. I've done quite a lot in that. Try and go over it. Yeah. Well, the first thing I was worried about, but I was going to look that up on my own, was the dup and edup. It's something to do with duplicate, I guess. But that's the first bit that really blew my mind. I take it this is finding where, you know, this has to be the same place where I put the sprites. This is some kind of iterator. Oh, I see. It's almost like a for each loop, or whatever they call it, like a for loop. You start with one. Oh, should it? Up 128 minus tile n. Yeah, this is another new command. I've seen it before, but I didn't ever look it up. Okay. I notice I've got a problem with my tile 0 ped. You can't, I can't use tile 0 with my code. It just doesn't work correctly. So I've just chose to ignore tile 0, not use it. Or in fact, I deliberately left it blank so I can use it as a blank tile. The sky is actually a layer 2 background, as you probably well know. Thanks very much, Twin Plays. Thanks for saying that. I hope you come back in and check the progress out at another time. Twin, top man. Much love, mate. Thank you. Top bloke. So we got Ink Bin loading our graphics in, yeah. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, I see, yeah. So you're skipping past some bytes, basically. Yeah, I see. What does the ore represent there? Not that I could write that myself, but I kind of get how it works now. It just skips past a certain amount of tiles, pixels, and then draws a pixel. Yeah, you say that, Micro, because I know you understand it, but I didn't even know what Pasmo Directive Rept was. So look at the list file. That's a good shout, actually. I'll probably show you what it outputs if I can ever find it. Final mystery. Yeah, I did wonder about that. Let's go back to that second, sorry. Uh, oh yeah, because I thought that was a comment. I just ignored it. Read virtual device memory. Wow, okay. Man, that's way, way, way advanced for me. So I take it that character there is part of that command. And then it's going to put that value into there. These compiler directives are so complicated, you know, but they're not. But they're just something I've completely overlooked until now. I'm going to make sure tomorrow's one's really good fun because we're going to change it to the Caveman, and then make the clubs so you can chuck them with the arc. It's similar to how we handle a jump, but with clubs. Not ordinary assembly usage. Fair play. It does seem very complicated, man. I knew the $sign meant current address, but still using it in my own code is difficult. Did you really? That's brilliant. Well, it's good to know because you're like advice mind blows me, but at least I know like you are like top level, so it's nothing to be ashamed of not understanding everything. I feel like Sputnik. Micro, that's funny as. Yeah, like I say, I can't get it. I'm not gonna do that much more this evening, but tomorrow, 100% gonna change it to the caveman. Gonna add some projectiles in an arcing format, and then also try and add some proper caveman enemies. I believe they're not actually that hard to make because they don't really need a world position that properly. They spawn in a world position, but then they just do a like they arc through the screen. Some of them walk along, but some of them just jump at you and then fall. They don't have any collision detection with the ground. Whoa, thank you, Micro, my dude. That's so good of you. Scared many Americans. Sputnik. They thought it was death from above. Is that piece in the duck block? I get it, yeah, I see. I get I get kind of how it works. Where's it gone? Oh, is it meant to be like that? FOFOOF. I get it. Not that I'd have a chance. If I deleted that, I'd never ever get it right if I tried to write it again. It'd take me weeks. Each byte is 2 pixels. Ah, in the sprite memory, of course, yeah. Ah, are you sure though? I thought I was using the 18, the 256 color sprites. Discord interpreter. I do. I need to be able to mirror that. I guess I probably could get it on the screen somehow in the bottom corner. Oh, of course, it's tiles. I thought it was sprites. Sorry, mate. 4-bit tiles, of course. Yeah, I get you. I think I'm using the eight ones on sprites. Yeah, even though most of my sprites are less than 16 colors, but yeah, it's been another fantastic stream. I'm about to end it here, guys. I appreciate. Thanks very much for all the advice, Ped. Thanks for all the comments and the raid, old school coder, and the gang, all the new follows. Thanks for the bits, Microman, and the Sputnik action. I'm most certainly gonna get that caveman added. Keep seeing new messages. Tiles could also be 1-bit. I've seen, is that low res thing or something? That does sound super interesting, mate, to be honest. Do you know, while I've still got a few more days off, I might try and get on earlier because I'd have more time for getting stuck into these more advanced topics. I certainly don't mind, mate. Mate, I absolutely love that you're doing that, honestly. It makes my day. What I'll do is I'll push that to GitHub. So then you're in the exact same spot I'm in. I find that amazing that some people do that. That's why I'm doing this channel, really. It's for that exact reason. So yeah, yeah, big raid from old school. Oh, OSK, is that old school coder? I'll get you now. Okay. Yeah, fantastic couple of nights, guys. I can't say thank you enough. I really hope to make tomorrow's one nice and interesting. Get some big improvements added. As soon as we get enemies jumping around in here and stuff, it's going to be awesome. Previous stream is invisible. What do you mean by that, sorry? Oh, that happened to someone else the other day. Specky not. Yeah, the other day, wasn't it, Specky? You were trying to chat and we couldn't see your messages. That happened to Ped. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, jump in anytime into the chat, either chat. It's easier, obviously, on the Twitch chat. So to do the firewall, maybe. Right. Yeah, I've noticed people doing that. I wonder whether that was happening. The retro coins. One day I'll come up with something clever to put with them. But my brain's not that clever. You're about to spend all the retro, like 1 billion retro coins. If you've got any more ideas as well, feel free to let me know. Or if you want to produce some sprites, of course, get them in here. But I'm going to do that myself tomorrow. Get the 2 cavemen in there. What's it called? Settings. Auto. Mod. They're like, no, he's trouble. Get him out of here. You're blacklisted. Pull requests. Okay. I'm not the most efficient with that either. I'm a bit like with GitHub. I wonder if that's going to... whether I can still push. Yeah, I can. I'll just call it collision tweaks. I think we're almost there with the collision now, to be honest. We've just about done it. Passable now. I'll check the pull requests tomorrow morning, mate. Oh, I have got to get off early because I remember I've got to get my car in the garage in the morning as well. Yet again. Still like the tyres are wearing out unevenly. So. Okay, thanks, Ped. I've done that already. I've just pushed the new version. That's awesome. No, I can't say thanks enough, guys, but I'm definitely off this time. I'll um I'll do a bit of gaming in the day. I know most of you probably aren't interested in that, but I'm just testing out my stream setup really. Yeah, good night to all of you. Wherever you are in the world, have a nice day or evening. Thanks again, Ped. Git bloody is excellent. Night, Specky Nut. Glad to have you there as well, man. Literally everybody. If only I could have pumped out some really good content the last couple of days, I could have got myself a whole bunch of new viewers, but it's easier said than done, that, guys. It's, doing it every night, or even, just doing anything is hard, isn't it? But yeah, we got loads, but hopefully it didn't bore them to tears. Yeah, we're chipping away. We are. It's definitely growing. And with this lockdown, people are going to be sitting around doing less and watching Twitch more. And also, I actually was listening to the European Cup this evening on the radio, and they were talking about the ZX Spectrum on there. You would not believe it, on the Sky Radio, Talksport. No, I think it was BBC. You know it, you know it. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Faster than you, I doubt it, Ped. Only because I've had help from you and Emook and everyone else. But I'll tell you what, you know, this time next year, as they say, Rodney could be making some mega games. Yeah, that's all for tonight, though. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I love all of you. It's been a great night again. I look forward to tomorrow. See you then. Good night.